So, a little excursus in chimney technology. That stone here is volcano stone. When you look closer, you see a pores. Yeah? Volcano stone is a very good isolator, but should that be here isolated? I don't think so. That what should here is a stone like that, what take slowly the heat from the fire, store it, and give it back when the fire is out. That here, that what that makes is that the whole thing is isolated from that. It prevent that stone can really take it properly, because here is the glowing, the most heat. So that should be here stored, yeah. Down, yes. The air conditioner is always up, why? Because the cold air goes down and cool the room. By fire, it's the opposite. It should be down the heat that it can heat the room properly, yeah. So that what have to be done by such a case is to give minimum a second line from that stone, yes. And the connection between the first and the second must be good, so that the whole thing can warm heat up. That is the sense of a real chimney, yes. And yes, certainly should be here any iron plate or whatever. The next is, or you make here a line of stones, yes, will prevent it things. But that here have even a little. I mean, it's crazy. It is really so. It is exactly so made how it not should be. Yes, and I ask myself always: is this made intentionally, or is this a completely stupidness? Yes, it is really amazing. It is really amazing how is exactly that done what should be not done. I mean, I've bought now for about 3,200 pesos, firewood, 1.5 cubic meter. And it runs away like crazy, because woof, 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 one after the other. Yeah. It don't get really warm in the room. In the morning, and it's really cold. So in the early morning, it's not a bear. You heat, and it's cold, and you burn wood like crazy, yes, normally. But that's what I burn here in such a small room, yes, in such a small room, yeah. It must be very warm, but it isn't. Yes, it isn't. Yeah, he complained also. It is. I mean, who paid that? Huh? Who paid that? It's really, man. But this is the first time. Yes, all is so down that you really. I mean, yes. To luck is. Actually, I never wanted to come to Mexico, but you destroy your own nature. That is also some pollution. I don't speak from the CO2 bullshit, because CO2 is fertilizer for plants. So CO2 is a good thing, yes. There is no CO2 problem on the planet. The opposite. With more plants, with more heavy metals and all the real pollution is filtered. So the CO2 is not the problem, it's the opposite, yes. Also here, only stupid shit, yes. From the cyber pandemic, I don't even want to speak. Pandemic is meant to have dead people on the street, and a virus have to be isolated from the course laws. Yes, and you don't need to take a PCR test where actually that was found from cannibals to find very, very seldom things. But when you have already infection, then is your immune system overexhaust because there are many viruses. So the PCR test is actually the opposite of that what you need by a real thing. Yes, that what you can is to spit on any handkerchief and give it on an electronic microscope. And there you can see that. And the same technology, when you want to make that, when you want to automatize, because you have many people, then you take that same technology, what you use for face recognizing. Yes, but for that you need a virus that is already isolated. That means identified. But that virus, that pseudovirus, don't exist. Yes, he is not invincible. Yes, isolated means he is identified, but he is still not isolated. Okay, then it's all bullshit, 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 lies. For what? Graphene oxide have the same symptoms what they told that pseudovirus have. That is graphene oxide. And graphene is an essential part, yes, piece of nanobot technology. Yes, for reading with light DNA transmission all emotions, feelings, thoughts, what is in the green, what is in, sorry, what is in the blue and the red spectrum, yes. It's about mind controlling. I've never seen have only one cause. Because normally it's graphenic is poison that the human body adopted. And then you see that what happens on some newborn babies where the mother was vaccinated. And so on. Oh, and the gene manipulating vaccine is illegal per the Nuremberger Code. Okay? Yes. The chimney is made intentionally because I know that I develop alternative life systems for boats, for anything, would rip that mass murdering bastards, what are called governments, exactly that money off. Where they lose with diesel and gasoline to pull off such a shit. And that is just a normal sabotaging. To fuck me with asthma, with high moisture air, and so on. A little excuse about chimneys and why.